For 30 days, I avoided what I knew I needed most. I filled silence with doing, with scrolling, with fixing. And my body said, enough. My right ear literally closed up, shut down, so I could no longer hear the outside and could only hear the loudness of the inside, my own inner world, my own voice. And in that stillness, I heard a truth I'd been avoiding. Welcome back to The Cosmic Mystic, where we blend strategy and soul work to help healers, coaches, and conscious leaders clear the inner conflict so that they can build the soul aligned business that fully supports their soul's mission. I am Danny C. Muniz, if we have not met, creator of the Inner Alchemy Method, a 5-stage journey to soul led sovereignty where deep healing meets embodied leadership. I guide high achieving, introverted spiritual women to reclaim their power, embody their truth, and lead from within. My friend, I am so blessed and honored to have supported over the past 12 years hundreds of conscious leaders in doing the deeper soul work. And in this Rise and Align series, we are here to help us understand and navigate the inner world and how that reflects in our outer world and navigate this, right? This is my whole intention with everything that I do because, my friend, I know that that inner conflict gets in our way and stops us from doing the things we know we want to do. So, in this video, we are going to talk about this idea of the truth and listening to the truth. But the truth, my friend, is going to trigger you. Yes, the truth is going to trigger you. That is often why we don't want to sit in the stillness. We don't want to hear the truth, right? So, this past week, I had started to get this earache in my ear. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go even further back before that, about around the week of my birthday. And this happens every year for me. There is this quietness that I tend to step into. And it's the rebirthing, it's the new year. And I always kind of have this feeling of wanting to close out the external and go more within. And I pretty much pride myself on being somebody that goes within, somebody that, does the meditations, that listens, that journals, that really works right here. I pride myself on it. And I probably, do pretty well at it. However, there are times where I realized that even though I had been doing that, even though I am doing that, that I still am not wanting to hear the thing. And so I had started to quiet down the external because the external has been so loud. And that, for me has been in the collective in general, because my reality, like where, where I live and how I live my life, there's not a lot of external, right? I don't have a lot of people telling me a lot of different things. Although, as I've been on this journey the past 30 days, I've realized how much I've been listening to other people, but just in the norm, I don't really have a lot of people that have input into the things that I do and how I live my life. I, pretty put up some pretty strong boundaries with people, and I don't have that, right? And so I feel really blessed in that way that I don't have a lot, because I know a lot of my clients are hearing from other people, and other people are trying to dictate what they do and what they don't do, and they're like feel like they're governed by these external ideas. And I did that for years. I've said often that I was in the back seat of my life. And it wasn't until I woke up, so to speak, that I realized I was in the backseat, right? And so over these past 30 days, as I've been trying to and doing, I thought, pretty good job of closing out the external, the internal, right, was starting to get a little bit louder. But for some reason, there was aspects of that internal voice that I kept pushing away. And so I started to distract myself. And we often do this, right? We might be taking aligned action. We might be doing the thing that we know we're supposed to do, implementing the strategy that we've been taught, that our coaches are telling us, our mentors are guiding us to, but we distract ourselves from the discomfort that we feel when we do this thing, right? So my ear Monday starts getting a little funky, and I don't normally eat dairy, but when I do, I tend to get a lot of mucus and I end up getting a lot of buildup in my ear for some reason. And then I usually have like an excess, I feel, of wax in my ear. And so then I'm like Q-tip girl in my ear trying to get this wax out. And I do that a lot, right? When that happens is I'm really trying to get it out. And I think one of the things that happens is I have damaged, right, part of that canal and ended up getting infected. And so by the time I get to Friday, my ear is completely swollen. It's shut. I can't even get a Q-tip in there. It's like red. It's inflamed really badly. It hurts. I can't put my headphones on. I can't hear anything. And it started to get, day by day, I think if I look back, it started to get worse and worse, but I was not paying attention to it, right? I was like, nope, this is fine. I kept putting my garlic bouillon drops in there and was like, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll be fine. Until Friday, it shut me down completely. And, going through that, I realized that I was avoiding. And, I kept working. I kept trying to problem solve and do all these things that I thought were, this is fine. I don't need to worry about this, right? So, number one, I'm not taking care of myself, right? I'm avoiding taking care of myself. Number two, I am distracting myself by working and I got to get this done. I have to do this and preparing for Sacred CEO. We were doing a our summer season planning session where we really set the vision for the next 90 days. And I'm here to hold the space for that. And I can't even do that. Right. And so I've been preparing all week for everything and I couldn't do it. I was in this state of I have to listen to my inner voice because all I could hear out of was my left ear. And it's still because this was so muffled and causing so much pain that now all the attention was here, right? That it became really, really hard for me to hear anything externally, but my silence, the internal, was loud. This ear infection wasn't random, my friend. Your body always knows what you need and will put you into situations, right? This is one of the reasons why somatic work has been so important. And we've seen such a rising in it. And I'm very glad to see that because the body always knows. The body, it's almost as if the body knows first, right? In my experience, my body has always told me something before my mind has made the distinction of what it is. When somebody walks in a room and my body immediately gets tight, that's telling me that there's something energetically off with that person that just walked in. I was at a networking event with a friend of mine and we were talking to some other people, and automatically she just starts like coughing and like almost as if she was choking, like her throat was closing up. And that was a definite signal that her body was giving her that something about that energy that we were around was not supportive or conducive to her. It was definitely in conflict. Like we feel this when certain people walk in a room that you're just like, infused with their magnetic energy. It's just like, it's like a bright ray of sunshine. And then there's the people that walk in the room and you're like, oh, like you can feel it, right? We feel this, the body knows. And so my body was like, yeah, you need to stop, girl. You need to slow it down. You need to listen because we're trying to tell you, right? My guides, my guardians, God, trying to tell me something, and I'm avoiding it. So I was forced to go inside. I was forced to sit with what I had been ignoring. And Friday was this pinnacle day. I had to go to urgent care and, get some type of prescription to help me because I could no longer, right, do this on my own. I had to go and get something else, right? And waiting for that prescription and fighting for all of that. That's a whole other story, my friend. But it caused me to have to sit in silence. It caused me to have to just be and listen. And oftentimes, our truth doesn't arrive as a revelation. Instead, it arrives as resistance. It arrives through an illness. It arrives through burnout. It arrives when we're at our last straw. So, yes, we may be getting triggered. So, yes, we may be coming up against resistance. And that resistance, my friend, is the truth. The truth that maybe you have not wanted to hear. The truth that maybe you've been pushing away or not wanting to deal with. The truth that I heard in my stillness was simple, very simple. I wasn't listening, and I was coming from a place of fear, not faith. There's a whole lot of fear that was coming through that I wasn't even aware of, but I wasn't in faith. I was in fear. And so when I stopped and I actually listened and allowed myself to not resist the message, but to be in the truth, I was able to see it more clearly and say, okay, I know, right? I know. I know that's what I should have been doing, or I know that's what was meant to be done, or I know that I need to, right? Like all the shoulda, woulda, coulda started to come through, but clarity came with that. Because in clarity, I was able to say, like, what is the truth behind this? Like, what is the actual truth? And not just the surface level truth, but the real truth. Like, what was I resisting? What was I avoiding? Why was I not wanting to hear that I was coming from faith, from fear, not faith? Why was I avoiding that? I was avoiding that because if I thought that I was coming from fear, if I thought that I wasn't having faith, then there's something, right? There's something underlying in there. There's something deeper than that I am afraid of, that I don't want to face. Who wants to face the thing? Because we think it has to be scary. We think that it's going to take us down. We're worried that we're not going to be able to recover from something. But my friend, you are much stronger than that. Because once we begin to name the truth, it starts to change. Once you start to identify the thing, you already start to change your energy around it. This is the very first step in the sacred healing spiral. Is we're at this awareness piece of, this thing I can now name. Whether we're looking at that from an astrology perspective, an Akashic Records perspective, a mindset reframe perspective, there's an awareness piece that happens. It's the very bottom layer of this spiral. Change is uncomfortable. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. Change is, even when it's something we want, my friend. Even when it's something we want, Change is uncomfortable because it's doing something we have to do differently. It's not that it has to be hard, because I think a lot of the times we want to say change is hard. It's not that it's hard, it's uncomfortable. We're not used to it. I'm not used to this fear that I have. I'm not used to it, although I'm very comfortable with it. I'm very comfortable with it. I want you to hear that. I'm very comfortable with it on a subconscious level, on a deeper level. I'm comfortable with it. Now, we want to get even deeper on that on the soul level, because for me, as I start to uncover and explore this is something that's not new to me. This is not something that my soul is just experiencing for the first time. This is something that I've experienced in many lifetimes that is coming forward for me because in this lifetime, I am choosing to heal it. I'm choosing to finally face it. I am choosing to overcome it. Change is necessary. Change happens. Change is always happening, and it is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to sugarcoat that in any way, shape, or form, my friend. The healing journey is not always comfortable. It is not always rainbow and sunshines. It is uncomfortable, though. Your truth will set you free because it opens the door to a new version of you, a version of ourselves that we're ready to meet. And sometimes, my friend, looking at a version of you that is not maybe your best version can be really hard to look at. Knowing the actions that you are doing, knowing the things that you are thinking and saying, right, are coming from that version and confronting it, and then meeting the new version, the version that has risen above this, the version who doesn't use this anymore, the version of you that doesn't do this anymore. So after 30 days of looking to avoid, looking to start to, get rid of the collective, and then finally getting forced to listen to the truth, I don't have a perfect plan. I don't have a, straightforward path on how me working with this fear-based version of myself, right? And I've worked with fear-based versions of myself. This is a new one, a one that is really showing me something different that I've ever seen around fear for myself. This is clarity. This is where my clarity is. I don't know exactly what the pathway is through with her. I don't know that yet, but we are meeting, we are discussing, we are talking, we are healing. Now, I want you to know that your truth, whatever your truth is that is wanting to come out, you are ready for. Sometimes I think we think we're not ready to confront that version of ourselves. We're not ready to look at something, or we don't have time to. I could have told you on Friday that I did not have time to deal with this ear. I did not have time. I did not have time all week to deal with the ear until my body said, yes, you do, and forced me to have time. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to be in those situations where I'm being forced to have to do something, where I'm being forced. My body is literally shutting me down. I want to be aware of it sooner. And so, my friend, my invitation for you today is, where have you been distracting yourself from the truth that you don't want to name, that you don't want to listen, that you don't want to hear? What's that discomfort really trying to show you? In our breath work today, I'm going to ask you, as we breathe through in our first half of our breath work, to take some time to release any stress any discomfort, anything that you're ready to release right now. And also allow yourself to release any distraction so that you can come to the truth and hear the truth and allow yourself to sit with the truth. Now, I'm not saying I'm not calling for all of this to happen in this breathwork right now, but I'm actually calling for you to make the space so that you can hear the truth. All right, so let's go ahead and begin getting into a comfortable position where you can just be for a moment as we step into our breath work for today. And when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes and taking a nice deep breath in, letting it go. Once again, nice deep breath in and letting it go. And on this next breath in, I want you to sense, feel, or imagine your grounding cord, your roots dropping down into Mother Earth, bringing you here into this moment right now, calling all aspects of you, your mind, your body, your spirit, your ego, your inner child, your emotional body, here now. And just feel those roots or your grounding cord connect in to Mother Earth, plugging in to the heartbeat, to the core, and feeling into the stillness of here. Now, as you take another nice deep breath in, I want you to breathe in curiosity, bringing in the energy of curiosity as we explore today, as we release today, and as we align today with our greatest and highest best self. Just feel that curiosity begin to flow through your energy, beginning to release any hesitation, any doubt, any fear, any avoidance, any distractions. Just allowing yourself here now. And on your next breath in, bringing your awareness to your crown, to the top of your head, and opening up your crown, and beginning to connect in, to allow yourself to receive the divine messages from God our Father, the great I am, the divine source creation universe. Greeting them, thanking them for their presence. We call upon God our Father, the great I am, the divine source creation universe, and we ask for your guidance, your support, your protection, your love as we journey through our day today. We call upon Mother Earth, Gaia, We ask for your loving, supportive, nurturing energy to surround us, to protect us, to guide us as we move through our day. We call upon our spirit team, our guides, our guardians, our angels, the divine council. And we ask for your insights, guiding us to the thoughts, the ideas, the people, the places, the things that will lead us to the clarity, the truth, and the things that we desire. We call upon the four guardians at the watchtowers, the four archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, standing in the four corners, guiding, protecting, and watching over us. We call upon the four directions, north, east, south, west, and the four elements, air, earth, fire, water. We thank you, and we ask you to be with us today, to guide our thoughts, to guide our actions. We call upon our spirit animal, any gods or goddesses we may be working with individually that are going to support us, and any ancestors of the highest vibration of love that are here to support us. We are so grateful and thankful and blessed for the opportunity to work with you, to connect with you, and to have you in our lives. And we ask for this or greater, and so it is. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting it go. Allowing yourself to drop down into your heart space, seat of your soul, and taking a nice deep breath in here. And from this place, beginning to listen inward into what the story that has been playing in the background and when you identify that story, asking your guides and guardians for support, what is behind that story? And in a moment, when we begin our breath work, if you haven't quite received it yet, it's totally fine. We're going to create some space by releasing and letting go of any stress, of any stagnant energy, of anything that is blocking our system from allowing us to hear. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting it go. Once again, letting this one go too. And one more time. All right, let's go, my friend. Deep breaths in through the mouth, out through the mouth, and deep into the belly. Finding your own rhythm, clearing out and releasing whatever is within your energy field, your body, that is not coming in with you today. What are you ready to let go of, my friend? What are you carrying that is not yours? Breathe it out. Make space. You need to move your body, move your body. You want to make a sound or use your voice, however it wants to release. Trust yourself. Final minute, 60 seconds, let it all go. Almost there, my friend. Keep going. Let it go. Let it out. Beautiful. Nice deep breath in. Slowing it down as you exhale. Deep inhale once again. Letting it go. On this next inhale, biggest breath you've taken so far today, holding it at the top. And connecting in with your highest self, your best self. What truth are you ready to hear? When you're ready to release that breath, let it go. connecting with your highest, greatest version, your best self, your highest self. What do they want you to know about this truth? Right here, right now. Shifting your breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, deep into the belly, slowing it down and feeling it more. What does this truth look like at its highest expression? What is the truth protecting you from? How can you give this version of yourself some grace, some love, taking a nice deep breath in as we prepare for our last breath hold for today. Letting it go fully and completely. Once again, deep breath in, letting it all go. And on this next one, nice deep breath in, continuing to let it all go, fully out, and holding it out as you feel into the stillness of here, of now. And when you're ready to breathe in that next breath, breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for this time that you have taken for yourself. Gratitude for the message that you received today. Gratitude for the insights. Gratitude for the distractions. Gratitude for the truth. Gratitude for the opportunity to come back to self, to you. There's nowhere to go but through, my friend. And it starts with returning to yourself. And I'm so grateful for you taking your time today for you to sit with yourself, to connect, to align, and to root back in. As we take another nice deep breath in together, I remind you that this right here is you. And you can return to this space at any time. This is your natural home. And as we bring our time to a close today, if this has resonated with you in any way, drop a heart down in our chat. Share what truth you're working through right now, because my friend, you are not alone. We are here as a community. I am here to support you. If you are wanting deeper insights, if you're wanting to understand that truth more, or what that inner conflict may just be leading you into, be sure to book one of my inner authority clarity calls. It's exactly what we do on that call, as we explore your inner world and help you navigate what is going on. See who is in the authority, what has been driving you, and what is ready to now drive. My friend, as we bring this video here to an end, know that we have so much more to do together. Whether this is your first video with us, whether this is your, 100th video, there's tons of videos here on the channel. I'm so blessed and honored to be here and to be your guide. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if this feels right for you. If you haven't already, share it with somebody who may need to hear this message today. Share it with your community. If you, again, are looking for some more support, check down to the description. There's some things, some resources for you. Come follow me on Instagram. Let's have a chat. I'd love to hang out on Instagram. And until next time, my friend, remember to keep shining your unique light.